So, good evening, guys. I just came back from school. I've been trying to keep up with my content recently because my mind has honestly been flooded with thoughts. And as a 16-year-old girl who's sort of questioning her reality whilst also running a business simultaneously to pursue my dreams, it's pretty fair to say from my day-to-day experience that my mind is full of thoughts 24/7. And I guess the point of this YouTube channel is for me to share these thoughts and to hopefully inspire those who watch my videos. The funny thing though is by me filming and sharing these thoughts, I'm giving life to it and I'm actually turning it into something. Because I understood at a very young age that your dreams and your ideas mean absolutely nothing until they're materialized. So that's sort of what I'll be talking about in this video, and hopefully you give yourself a moment today to learn something very valuable. I watched an interview from this one channel called The School of Hard Knocks. Very, very valuable content. And one of the interviews was, I think it was either with a multimillionaire or with a multi-billionaire. And there's this one quote that he said which completely resonates with sort of the topic of this video and the concept of materializing your dreams. And the quote was, "The best piece of real estate is in graveyards of people who never took action." Not only is that like a beautiful quote, but it's very, very true. And sadly, it's something that people still do to this day, which is throwing away their great potential simply because they didn't take action. There are many different reasons that people give as to why they don't take action, at least from what I've noticed. And it's either because they have limiting beliefs, they're fearful, they're not ready and they want to enjoy the present, or they simply lack the knowledge and the guidance. But to be honest, like whatever reason it is, all of these reasons will cost you your potential and your future. And to be honest, whatever reason resonates with you the most, it doesn't even matter, because all of these reasons, they will cost you so much, including your potential and your entire future. But yeah, of course, like apart from any of these reasonings, you don't want to be taking the wrong actions, because by natural law, you need to align certain inputs with certain outputs, right? You can't really just talk about manifestation as this spell or this magic, where you kind of think you just have daily affirmations, because manifestation is not that at all. It's simply the natural law of being able to get what you want if you do what it takes to get what it is that you want. But remember this, you only get what you work for. It's like planting a seed, right? If you want to grow a certain flower, you obviously need to plant the right seed and nurture it in the process consistently to what it actually needs and requires from you. It takes time. It's a long-term process, but it takes time. It's a long-term process, but as long as you take care of it consistently and correctly every single day, nature will do the rest of the work of manifesting your input into a reality. So before anything, it's really, really important and essential that you clarify exactly what it is that you want. You need to detail and design your dream life to the T. And by doing this, later on, you can sort of resonate and correlate the right actions to execute on. And so for this first step, ideally, you want to start by questioning yourself. And honestly, I feel like this is something that most people skip and most people don't do enough. What kind of lifestyle is it that you want? Is it being able to make money in your sleep, whilst also traveling the world, being financially free, having time freedom? And if so, what kind of monthly income would you want? What are some different things that you would do if you did have this monthly income? And with every single question that you ask yourself, try and expand on it every single time so that you can get to the absolute bottom of your thoughts. And as an effect, by asking all these different questions, you understand your true purpose and you understand the things that you truly value. And in that process, you're actually empowering the visionary of your future and the sort of painting of your future, of your dream lifestyle. And the reason why that's so important is because you obviously need a path to walk down and you obviously need a destination. You can't just walk around and sort of do whatever you want and expect to reach your almighty destiny and let God do the work. You create your own opportunities, You create your future and you create the reality around you. Acquiring success is about calculation and logical decisions. As you sort of put yourself down this journey of entrepreneurship or whatever it is that you want to do, you know that you're going to be facing these different setbacks that are going to make you feel lost again. But for example, I heard this awesome analogy from this one mentor that I really look up to. And he said that if you were to go on a yacht, right, and you were to go up to the captain, and you told the captain that you needed to get to this specific location at this specific port, the captain would know how to get you there. Throughout the way, the captain won't have any sign of the port, and in fact, he won't have any sight of any shore nearby. But he knows exactly where he's going, and he has a clear understanding of what it takes to get to this destination. But he knows exactly where he's going because he has a clear understanding of where this destination is and what it takes to get there. You can never truly cross the ocean to get to your destination until you map out the path to get there and have the courage to lose sight of shore. The more you clarify your destination and your dream outcome, the easier it will be and the clearer it will be to map out the path to get there. And by doing that, you'll be able to tackle anything that comes your way as long as you have a tunnel vision on this destination. So again, the first thing that you need to do is to question yourself so that you can clear out this vision. Give yourself half an hour to just brainstorm and to understand exactly what it is that you value and to understand every single thing about yourself. And by doing this, you can actually build out a visual and a painting of what you actually want in your dream life. Now, of course, it's very important to set this picture and to create this vision of your future, but this is also where people get stuck on forever. The point of visualization is so that you can make the why so strong that the how is easy no matter what, because you're building the absolute need to succeed. Visualizing your future is supposed to empower you, not hold you down, which is sadly what 99% of people get stuck on because of the reasons that I had mentioned earlier that I noticed of why people don't actually take action. And trust me, I've experienced this firsthand. I spent my first few months procrastinating like crazy. So realistically, you don't have any competition because 99% of people are distracted. 99% of people don't take action, and 99% of people give up. Those who get stuck on this first step of visualizing their future do so because they act out of motivation. And with that, they're putting themselves into the infinite loop of mental masturbation. If you feel like you're stuck in this first phase of just having so many dreams and having so many ambitions, but you're not really doing anything about it, you have to break the cycle. Because if not, it's going to cost you so much. And please don't do that to yourself. Again, as I said, your dreams mean absolutely nothing until you do something about it. So with that, you can't just get used to the habit of taking action out of motivation or taking action when you feel a certain type of way. You need to be relentlessly disciplined because you genuinely have no other choice. By natural law, you only get something if you put in the right actions to breed it. Because actions breed realities and ideas form or intensify them. So it's time to take action. And I sort of want to ask you one question. If there's one thing that you could do within the next minute to get you closer to your goal, what would it be? Give yourself a second to think about it. And once you have, I have something else to tell you. Do it. Do it now. Now, I'll give you some more value throughout the rest of this video. So if you want to extract some more value, feel free to stay until the end. But that do it now thought is the ultimate thing that needs to pop up in your mind when you're doing anything else but pursuing your dreams. And when you're doing anything else but taking actions towards your goals. You need to get out of your head and get into your life. You can't let any single limiting belief hold you back. Salespeople know this, right? They always bring up the cost of inaction to their clients because sometimes people need to get a reality check of what it would cost them to not take action now. It applies to absolutely everything. I'm 16, right? I just turned 16 like a month ago, but I got into business at the age of 14. And at that age, I had so many people around me telling me, well, what about registering your business? You're too young to start a business. What about the legal documents? And you know what? You should enjoy the present. The problem is though, by asking all these questions, you're quite literally holding yourself back with a hook. And at the age of 14 until now, I understood this and I just refused to have any limiting belief hold me back because I understand the cost of what it would be to let it slide. And at the age of 14, up until now, I refused to have any sort of limiting belief because I understood what it would cost if I did so. In another case, for example, I find it so ridiculous that people have told me they want to do business, but that they're planning to go to university for business studies for 3 years before actually starting a business. At that point, you're just delaying your success. It makes no sense whatsoever. And from personal experience, I've learned more in 4 months of business than I did in 5 years of school. Again, you need to get out of your head and get into your life so that you can make effective and logical decisions. Business isn't meant for everybody, but if you're somebody who wants to be financially abundant and financially free, you need to act quickly and you need to do it fast. You can't afford to delay anything, but I guess that's if you value your dreams enough. I know I have, and that's why I haven't let anything or any single factor stop me. Anyways, just as the first step of clarifying your vision and asking yourself these different questions to do so, you need to be clear on what actions you need to take. You obviously don't want to be playing a bunch of chess if your goal is to be a footballer, for example. Now that was a fairly off-topic analogy, but it's pretty relatable. And so after having clarified the first question that I asked you of what action you would need to take in order to get closer to your dream within 1 minute, you need to expand on that. That question specifically was aimed for a very short-term time frame so that you can just have something to do to stack up your actions, but it's also very important to have a long-term plan to follow for years. So expand on this plan and your vision. Where do you see yourself in 6 months? Where do you see yourself in a year? Where do you see yourself in 2 years? Where do you see yourself in 3, 4, 5 years? You can also even bring up a few materialistic things to sort of clarify your vision. Obviously, you don't want it to be all about that, but it can still play a pretty big role into painting the kind of future that you want. So what kind of car would you want to have? What kind of house would you want to have? Where would you want to live? Where would you want to travel to? And then you need to ask yourself questions to map your way there. What business vehicle are you going to use in order to get there? And is that something that you can start today with no capital? And what kind of responsibilities would you have to take on? Ideally, at first, you sort of want to visualize within a 1-year time frame so that you can have a solid plan on what to execute on. And this 1-year plan is fairly close enough within your control because within 4 years, whatever it is that you are trying to do or whatever it is that you're planning on doing will probably not go the way that you plan it exactly today. But if you lean towards the right direction and you focus on what it is that you can do today, you'll end up eventually where you deserve to be. And so for example, with me right now, I'm sort of more focused on my personal brand and my agency, but who knows, maybe in 2, 3, 4, 5 years, I'd want to start a software company, I'd want to start an e-commerce brand, I want to start a private members club, a social concierge, a community. Who knows? Honestly, who knows what's going to happen to me in 2, 3 years? But I know that as long as I execute on the right decision every single day, the tree falls where it leans. For now, I'm just fixated on where I want to be within a year. And if I dedicate this 1 year to pursuing this certain goal, eventually that's where I'll lean into. And it would set the rhythm of what the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years would look like after that. Wherever the tree leans, it falls, and wherever your focus goes, the effects will flow. So within this 1 year time frame, make sure to map out a clear, solid plan that you can execute on for the next 12 months and stay consistent with it. Because the last thing that you really need is just consistency. The reason why you've probably heard this quote that consistency is key is because consistency stacks up the different actions that you take every single day until you eventually reach the top. That's why you can't let yourself get tricked or distracted by these shiny trends or these shiny business models. You just need to stick to what's been proven to work and to what you know would work best for you. A lot of people, especially in the online business industry, they tend to sort of switch over trends and to switch over different business models when one of them fails. I find it to be so ineffective because honestly, why would you want to start a business at all if you're just gonna change business models entirely? Instead of knowing how to face failure, tackle it, solve it, and continue no matter what. Real consistency is just the stack of the actions that you take day by day and that you dedicate yourself to year by year. Also, it doesn't really change much if you try and do things faster, because either way, whatever it is that you want to achieve, it will take a long time. The point is, you can never ever skip a day, because that's when you break the flow of the consistency, and that's when the stack of all the actions that you take crumble down into pieces. You can never ever stop taking action, and you can never stop pushing yourself forward. You need to show up every single day, no matter what, and as long as you commit yourself to nothing but the absolute pursuit of your dreams, day in and day out, you will get what you want. Entrepreneurship isn't just about starting a business. It's about committing yourself to a dream and never ever giving up on it. It's genuinely sad to see that most people go through their life dreaming about something day in and day out and never actually doing anything about it. That's why the best piece of real estate is in graveyards of people who never took action. Please, please don't let yourself be one of them. As long as you stick to the plan and you commit to it without ever giving up or losing consistency, I promise you will get there. I know that I will. Anyways, I hope that you enjoyed this video and got a lot of value from it, and that'll be the end of it. But again, sort of winding back to the first thing that I told you, go take action now. You have no reason not to do so. But anyways, I'll see you in the next one.